Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap. This is our pre-market trade plan setup for December the 14th. It is a Monday. It is Fed week. It is going to be very volatile this week. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures, and each morning we come together in one of these pre-market sessions to take a look at the macro to the micro, the structure of the market, drill down to our trade levels and our targets for the day. And then we determine what our main hypotheses are and how we're going to trade it. Before we get going, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. If you'd like to come and try a free trial here at Quantum Leap, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. It's not a commercial venture. There is no website, so just give me a contact either through my email, my telephone, 647-545-8065, or you will need a Skype account in order to join the room. Send me a contact request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Okay, so let's take a look at Friday. What happened on Friday? We basically chopped around that 2015, 2020 area. Then once we broke that 2011, we came back down towards that 2008 75 target that we had, chopped around that for a while, and then we came down, tested the 2000. Now I was looking for a move down to that target we had at 96.75. They actually did that in the extended session. I was really surprised that they did that, but we held the 98.50 until the close, and then we closed at 2075, and then that ended the RTH session, and then the ETH, the extended trading time, they came down and took out that 96, went down, I believe, to 96.25. So it was kind of an interesting day. It's going to be very volatile. I really want to warn everybody the next few days we're going to see some moves that are going to be completely, this move, from 94 this morning and just, rallying right now is rallying on nothing. There's no news to drive this. I'm looking for it to go back up to 2008. Marvin and I were talking last night, and he was saying what I was looking at. I said, well, I think 2008 is going to be a magnet, and at that time we were trading down here in around the 2002, 2003 area, rallied up into the 2008, got up as high as that upper distribution on Friday, and sold off from there, came back down to test the VWAP, bounced off the VWAP a couple times and broke through, and then we went down right to the low at 91.25, and then since there we've been rallying up, and we're trading 2005. Before we get going, I just want to go through and just take a look at the macro to micro, as I usually do. We've now seen this long trend be challenged on the monthly. It was taken back in October. They held it in November and December. They're coming down and challenging it. And we're currently trading below the 9 and the 20 right now on the monthly. And we're seeing some weakness. Main area below to keep an eye on is in between that 60 and 40 area. And I'll show you on the composite when we get there. But the trend itself is being challenged again on the monthly. On the weekly, definitely have weakness coming in. They've been doing consolidation, but we've now, last week we closed below the 9 and the 20 again, and we've challenged the 20 SMA from below so far in the overnight session, but we've rejected it, and we're starting to get a downward trend on the weekly. On the daily, we have a possible inverted cup here, and I was looking at this earlier, and in order for it to be valid, we've got to come up to this 2030 level, up to the 2055 level. There's our year open. So could this be our Christmas Santa Claus rally to come up and create the handle of this inverted cup and handle? Don't know, but it's something to keep an eye on. But in essence, we do have a start of a downward trend right now, and close of the trend will bring us back up to create the handle in the 2030, 2040 area. But the trend itself is we're getting a start of a trend to the downside right now. On the 4-hour, we had created this. I don't know if anybody was here when I was looking at. We had a bunch of FUBAR Mr. Sneaky tech gaps on multiple time frames before we got this rally here. So you can see we have the strong trend down, created a tech gap. Not a great FUBAR here, but it did get the volume spike. Then we had the inside bar, rallied up, closed the tech gap, and now we've rejected the the 9 from below and come back down. Got a possible tech gap, FUBAR setting up here as well, but the trend itself is to the downside on the 4-hour. And then on the 1-hour, exactly a similar pattern here. Tech gap, didn't get the Mr. Sneaky. I thought we were going to get it. We got it right here on the second bar, and then we rallied up, but then we've rejected it. So we're challenging the trend on the 1-hour, which has been pretty strong right through Friday's Globex and RTH and through the Globex so far tonight or today, but we've lost slope and separation, so they're just challenging it right now. We'll see if we can get back above or whether or not we break down and get further continuation down. On the 30-minute, here's the pattern again I was talking about. FUBAR, Mr. Sneaky, tech gap, rallied, closed the tech gap. We're currently above the 9, below the 20. So we have some weakness. We do have a naked cross up here on the 30-minute, up at 20.10 1/4. So keep an eye on that. Likely come up. We've got some unfinished business up here, and we've got a couple naked crosses above us on the shorter time frames. So with this rally, we could see them come back up and challenge those. But the trend itself is being challenged to the downside. The 15-minute, again, same pattern. FUBAR, Mr. Sneaky, tech gap. Again, a little bit, the Mr. Sneaky didn't come in until this bar right here, but we did get the FUBAR and the tech gap, and then they just shot it up in 10 minutes. And now trading above the 9 and the 20. We do have a naked cross up here, up at the 2013 1/4 on the 15-minute. But the overall trend is still to the downside, but it is being challenged. And then finally, the 5-minute, we actually have a start of an upward trend, getting a possible FUBAR Mr. Sneaky tech gap on the 5-minute, probably come down and test that 2001 level again. Other than that, we are seeing some weakness coming into this market as we come into this Fed week and the expiration. Remember, it is one of the biggest expirations coming up in the options, so we have to be careful. In addition to the fact that we've got weak oil, we've got the Fed announcement, so we've got possibly a perfect storm brewing here for further continuation down. Currently, right now, we have broken out of this balance that we were in. We have not come back into the balance that we broke out of that started this whole thing. We're currently trading 2005.50. We've got an LVN here, a CLVN I should say, at 2003.50. Below that, we've got the naked close and the all-important psychological level of 2000. We came down and tested this microcomposite VPOC and found buyers down here, but the key line in the sand is going to be this 91.75. Just below that is our Globex low, and then our daily ATR target we've almost already achieved. The daily 20 period ATR is running at 29.21. That puts our downside ATR target at 19.90 and a quarter. So, if we get below the 2000 level, I think we'll go down there and test it. The next big target below, of course, is this 87 and a quarter. But we have this area down here, this gap down here, between this the 70 area. I'm actually looking at the 67.75 down to the 41 area, possibly even the 32. That is the next big area that needs to be filled out. And our next big target below this 87 and a quarter is down here at the 44.75. What's interesting about that is that our weekly ATR target is 20 period is 75.21. And putting that off the weekly high that we put in overnight at 2019.50, the downward weekly target is all the way down at 1944 and a quarter. And that is just below this 44.75, and there's a naked VPOC down there as well. So, I think the key line in the sand for us right now is going to be this 91.75 for a move down to 87 and a quarter. Of course, the key level to watch for this morning is going to be this 2,350. If we leave this alone, get up and accept the 13 level, I'd be looking for them to come out and take out the overnight close at 1950 and possibly come up into this 22 level. This is still a blunt area of the composite and could be retraced. We still have a gap up here all the way up at 40.50. It's going to be a hard call to see what they do in the next couple of days coming up into the Fed announcement. It's going to be tough trading, and I would suggest if you're struggling or you're not comfortable, is to stay out of the market and watch. This is a good time to learn. It's also a good time to burn, and you don't want to blow yourself up. It's going to be volatile, so there's going to be big rotations. We've seen that the last week where we've had 9 and 10 and 20 point rotations as an average, and you got to be running some huge stops, or you got to get the the perfect entry, because you could be easily getting yourself in trouble. I got myself in trouble several times last week and had to dig myself out. And I was lucky to do so, but it just shows you how easy you can get in trouble. So let's take a look at overnight and start moving our levels over. Not feeling well again this morning. All right. So our overnight low is down at 91 and a quarter. Overnight high is 1950. And our VPOC is not likely to shift now that we're back in this middle distribution at 0375. And that CLVN at 0350. 0350 or 0550, sorry. No, it's 0350. 0350. And then we have LVN overnight at 2050. Okay, so it's really going to be interesting in this area. We've got this LVN from Friday here at 0475. I'm going to use that as the trade level because I've got the 0350 to get in and get funded before we get there, and we get this cluster down here in around the 2000 and 2002 and a quarter. We've got the naked close at 2075. We've got the VPOC from Friday that they stole into the close at 2002.25. Then we get the value area low at 2000.25. I'm going to use the value area low as the next trade level below, and then below that I'm going to be targeting the 96.75 again. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's 96.50 now. And then you've got the 91.75, which is just below or just above the overnight low. So if you wanted to, you could use this as an add-on. I don't think the overnight low is going to be the target. I really think it's going to be this 90.25. So I'm actually going to use the 91.75. Actually going to use 92 as a add-on if I get it towards this 90, because I really think that they're going to test this 90.25, but I think it's all going to be about this 87.25 and whether they find responsive buyers down there. The question is, will we break back below that 98? I'm sorry, that 2000. And of course, if we do break through the 2000, you can get short, and your first target you want to be in at is the 98.25. And I wouldn't really use an add-on here, or this is a trade area, because it could bounce off of here pretty quickly. So I'm going to use it as a target. Anything below 2000, I'm just going to be short. And anything above 2000, I'm going to try and look for areas to get long. Above the 05, we're trading right here. We've got another LVN here at 08. This is going to be a magnet. This is going to be a target. It's not going to be a trade area. I've been expecting them to have this 2008 as a magnet from the open on Sunday night. And then above here we had the HVN and where the VPOC was for a portion of the afternoon up here at the 2010 level. I'm actually going to use this, believe it or not, as a trade area. I know this is kind of backwards to what I do. I usually use the LVNs as a entry and the HVNs, the price acceptance, as targets. Is in this circumstance, because of the situation, because of where we are, and because of the rule of 10 and a couple other factors I don't want to get into, I'm going to be using 2010. Above 2010, I'm looking for the move up to test the 2013.25. And then the next trade area will be up here at the value area high at 2015.75. Anything above there, look for them to go and take out that overnight high, and that should be 1950. And then the daily ATR upside target is at 2050. So that fits. It's going to be a nice trade from the 15.75 up into the 2050. And then the next area above us is going to be that 22 area. And then above that, I'd be looking for them to come up and test the 25.50. And then above there, all our same targets, 20, 30, 75. There is a target here at 28.25. We got this naked VPOC at 31.75. Remember, we've got some naked crosses up in this level as well. And then, 34.50 is the gap close. 35.75, 38.50, 40.50, 44. I'm not expecting to get up there today. And I think that we're going to get, probably an inside day with possibly some downside expansion. It's going to be all about whether or not we hold the 2000s. Below 2000s, I think we dip below into the 87, possibly come into the 88, extension maybe into the 76, 74 area. So let's take a look at the downside. Below the 91, we've got our ATR target, and then the CHVN and the naked microcomposite VPOC. A little bit of support here at 83.75. Then we got this cluster down here between 80.50 and 74.50. And then next support comes in at 67.75. 62, 52 and a quarter, and then this big area down here at 44. I don't think we're going to get down there today. I think we're really going to try and find some balance somewhere inside or with some downside expansion down into the 1980 level. That's what I'm looking at right now on the Renko with Keltner. Our Keltner center line sitting right here at that 05 level. 24-hour VWAP is just above at 2005.50. A move up to test the upper level is going to take us up to that 10 level, 1050, and a break below is going to take us down into the 1999 and a quarter, or basically test the 2000 level and possibly break below. Quick look at gold. Gold is still, chopping around this balance area around the 1070 level. Key level now has been shifted from the 74, 75 level up to the 77.20. Above there, look for them to test the 82 and a quarter, possibly the 86. But right now, I think we're just going to chop. I think everything's going to settle into a zone coming into the Fed announcement and then make the move. Anything below 64, 65 area, you could see a move back down towards the 56, 57 level. But again, I think gold's going to settle in this area. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at for the morning. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.